What is data binding in Angular? What is data binding in Angular? Why do we need data binding? Anybody can answer. Whatever you know, I'm okay with that.
If server sends a from database, we get some records. That records we can bind to our grid or any elements in the UI.
That's correct. Anything you want to bind to your UI element, something like this. See, if you look into here, you are written a HTML code here. Okay, this is purely your HTML code. HTML code. Okay, and here every HTML code will have a corresponding TypeScript file or not. Say yes or no. Do you have a corresponding TypeScript file for each
Yeah.
and every HTML code? When you say
Yes.
component is nothing but combination of HTML code, CSS, and TypeScript. Okay, so this is the code I have a TypeScript file. Something I want to get data and assign to the TypeScript, or I want to get data from TypeScript to HTML code, you basically have data, something like this. From my TypeScript, I'm going to transfer data. One second. I'm going to pass data from TypeScript to HTML code. Or you got my point? So any variable you are declared in TypeScript will be see the same data with the help of variable. For that, we are using a concept called as interpolation. Interpolation. How do you do this? I'm opening my Visual Studio Code. Let me take an Angular practice project instead of going with the new project. I'm just closing everything. Parent. I'm removing my child component. Okay. Delete. Don't ask me. Move to cycle bin. Okay. Now I removed in the module. I will remove this child component import before I want to do something. And I'm also removing child component. I'm also removing forms module. I'll tell you why I'm removing all these things to practice purpose for a better understanding. Okay. Now go back to your component.html. Nothing is there in the component.ts. Nothing. I'm not having anything here. Okay. So this is your basic structure. Okay. So now close this. Go to start terminal, new terminal, Angular practice, and then you need to have CD exercise, and then you can say ng serve. Now this is giving me a local host. This local host has Chrome browser.
Sir, small thing. If you are mentioning ng serve -o, it will directly redirect the browser only.
Yes, I know. ng serve -open. -open. So it automatically build and that URL will be opened in your browser. I know that. Okay. So now come here. I want to pass data from TypeScript to HTML code. How to do that? Simply, I'll go here. I declare a variable as string message colon string equal to welcome to Angular 17. Okay, I declared a variable of data type string. I'm assigning value. Now what I want to do is I want to display this message in my UI. Now you see here, I declared a variable, but it is not reflected. Why? Because I need to go to my HTML h1 tag. I say paste the variable. The moment I paste the variable, you see there is a message. It is not considering as a value variable. It is considering as a value. Or you got my point? How to make this consider as a variable? You need to use two curly braces. The moment you use the two curly braces, it automatically bind the data. Welcome to Angular 17. You understand? If you are not using the curly braces, interpolation will not work. Anybody have any questions on this? Faisal, Ganesh, Ishwar?
No, sir, I'm good.
You are good, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now the same kind of stuff in the app component, I'm creating a one more variable, counter colon number, okay, equal to 10. So what is of this data type? Counter. Now I want to assign this value in my HTML tag. I'm saying HR, sorry. I'm saying HR. What I did a horizontal tag. Now here, I'm using an input type equal to number. I can say value equal to string interpolation of message counter. Actually, it's supposed to work. It will not work. It is working, right? But the difference is this counter value will be treated as a string here. It is not a number. Or you got my point? This counter value is topic is data binding. Pratibha. This will not treat it as a number. Why? Because interpolation always treat everything as a string. Anything you pass here, it will be treated as a number. Now you see here, simply give counter, it will throw error. It is not binding. Why? Because it is expecting a number. But here, this is the string. So that is why it is not working. Or you got my point? So to handle this situation, you need to use properties. What you need to use? You need to use property binding. How to do the property binding? Can anyone tell me?
NG model.
NG model something.
No, NG model is not a property binding. NG model is not a property binding.
Square brackets.
Square brackets
No.
and
You have to use value like this.
Okay.
Equal to counter. That's all. You understand my point? You are making this property as a model. You are binding the value to your property. Let me give another example. I'm using another HR.
Can you show
Here,
once that TypeScript file?
One
app
second,
component.ts?
one doubt. Where the counter value set over there? Okay, here. Okay, counter number. Okay. One more thing, is it possible to one more thing? Just open that previous page, please. Previous one.
Yes.
Yeah, this one. Here, if we make it as a value equal to hard-coded value, is it work?
See, if you use a normal value equal to 20, it will work. But that is not the way I want.
Okay.
It will work.
Okay.
You will get the 20. But that is not the way I want. I want get data from my TypeScript.
Model. Type. Okay. TypeScript. Okay.
I need to get a value from the TypeScript. Why? Because that is dynamic in nature.
Right. Okay, got it.
Okay. So I want to get data directly from the database. That data will be binded to my HTML. If you do that, you need to get data dynamically. How to get dynamically? You make this value as property binding.
Okay.
You make value as property binding and assign that counter. Now, if you see, the value is coming directly from the TypeScript. Something, assume you are getting value from the service or any other third-party API call you are making. You understand, Ganesh?
Okay, sir, one query. Yes, I got you this one. But here in the TypeScript, we assign the values. It is not coming from the database side. Then how we can make it as a...
No. See, you need to write a logic to call a service and all. Assume something is coming, this value coming from the service.
Okay, got it. All right. This is fine. Okay, got it.
Okay,
Thank you.
don't think that we need to see, we are going to build that one. First of all, first you need to understand. Okay.
Got it, sir.
Okay. Now, the next thing is, I am creating a button. Venkat, you understand? When we go for a property binding, show me.
Yes, sir.
I'm using a show me. Okay, something like that. I created a button. Now, if you go here, you see there is a show me. Will you all able to see the show me?
Yes.
Now, what I'm going to do, I want to disable this equal to true. The moment when I make, it is get disabled or not?
Yes.
Or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
And again, if I make this false, it is enable. Why that?
No, it's not.
It's
It
not
should be
correct,
available.
sir. Default is the nature is the false only, I think.
No need to give, I think, false. We just make it as simply remove.
Yes,
Okay,
yes, yes.
make equal to true, simple right now. No, it should be there.
But this is a property. It is by default disabled. We'll use means it by default it will be disabled as per.
Yeah. Remove that equal to, yeah. Now we try.
It will work. It will not work. Disabled means disabled.
The
If I
property is
remove this, it will be
available.
get enabled.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what is my point here is, in the TypeScript, I need to control this disable and enable. So for that, what I'm going to do, I'm declaring is disabled colon boolean equal to true. You understand? What I
Yes.
did? I created a variable is disabled. Now copy this variable, go to my HTML. I'm making disable as a property. Disabled equal to value. You understand? Now you see show me is disabled. Show me is disabled or not. Now you go to here in the component, make it as false. It is enabled.
Yeah.
Yes.
What I did, I created a boolean. I controlled my HTML with the help of property binding. Anybody have any questions?
So this is all. This is one way from back end to front end. We are handling this. Everything
Yes.
we in back end.
Everything we are using from back end to front end. Interpolation, we have one more called property binding. Okay, property binding. Now I have one more. Sir, you used button, you used input. I'm okay with that. Can we have an image which dynamically get from the DB? So first that, what you need to do in the asserts, just go to my folder, take one image. Under downloads, let's see, is there any images available? These are all MP3 files. Okay, some JPEG is there. What is this JPEG? Okay, I take this JPEG and say this JPEG is rename Narendra, something like that. Okay. And copy this image. Okay. Go to assets in your project. In the asset folders, right click, reveal in File Explorer, under assets, paste it. Now you see the asset contains narendra.jpg. Say yes or no?
Yes.
And here
Yeah.
you need to say img src is equal to // assets narendra.jpg. Alt equal to Narendra. Okay. See why I am using dot. Why I am not using the dot. See, you see here there is a problem.
It will be fetch. It will be populate the from the bin location in the Windows environment location.
This HTML under app. Okay. So you need to go back with the dot and then you are bringing the assets. See, right now this HTML file which you are entering is here. What is your parent? Now listen here. App and assets are same sequence. So you need to go back. For that, you have to mention dot. The moment you go back to mention dot, it will come to the SRC folder as the pointer. And then you are going to select assets and then Narendra JPG. This is the way you need to bind. You understand, everybody?
Yeah, yes.
Now, if you look into that, the image is coming here. Now, what I want to do is, I don't want to get this image. Think about it, this image is coming from the DB or API, saying that image URL :string equal to, you need to pass like this, right? You're getting the image URL. Now copy that image URL, go to your component.html, paste it in the, it will not work, you see. Image is not working. Why? Because we are not used the property binding. You understand my point? We are using SRC.
Yes.
If we use property binding, see the image is coming.
Yeah.
Now you all understand what? The first one is string interpolation. This one is property binding, and this one is property binding, and this one is property binding. Anybody have any questions so far? Faisal, Venkat, Ishwar, Ganesh.
No, sir.
Amar.
Sir, show me TypeScript once again, please.
Yes, sir. Okay.
TypeScript. Just show me.
Same. In the TypeScript, you are going to give that particular path. That's it.
Okay.
And in this path, in the image URL, in the HTML, in the SRC, you are making as a property binding and you are making that image URL. That's all.
Okay, got it.
Anybody have any questions?
So for elements, always we need to use property binds. Like if input is an element, button is an element, image is an element. For element binding any value, we need to make use of property binding. Or why can't we go with interpolation?
See, interpolation is interpolation is not a right choice. Why? Because interpolation always accepts only string as a variable value. Whereas if you go with the property binding, the corresponding data type can easily handle. For example, here you are having a Boolean. Here you are having a number. Interpolation may not consider these data types. You understand my point?
Yeah,
Interpolation work only for the strings. But always a best practice, when you go for these kind of steps, better to go with property binding. You understand my point, Shiva?
Yeah, yes.
Got it, sir.
Okay. And last thing, I have one more example. I had created a div. Okay. Here, Welcome to Angular project. I want to create a class for the div. Class saying div CSS, something like this. I need to apply CSS for this. For that, I'm going to my css.css dot div. I say background color equal to red. I say normal color equal to white smoke. Right? Now, if you go to your UI, you see there is an Angular. Say yes or no. Let me remove let me comment this one into the next line. Now you see here there is a welcome to Angular. Say yes or no.
Yeah.
Now in the div CS, I'm trying to give certain margin and padding. Margin 10 pixel, padding 20 pixel. Okay, when you give margin and padding, you see this is coming like this, and then text align, center, font size, medium. So now you got this. Now this div as a CSS, I had applied a CSS. Say yes or no.
Yes.
Now what I'm going to do, this div CSS, I'm not going to use like this. I want to create this as a dynamic. So what I will do, I will remove this class. Okay. Go to app component.ts. I say assign div CSS equal to specify your class name. What is your class name we created in the CSS?
Div CSS.
What is the class name we created in the CSS? Number. Oh, sorry. It should be string. Now go to .scss, copy this div CSS, go back to your TS file, assign it. Right? Now come to still the div may not apply with the color. Now how to apply the color? Copy this assign div CS, go here, simply say use a property called class equal to paste. It is applied.
Yeah.
Say yes or no?
So for style also we use property only.
So that is called style class binding.
Okay.
Understand my point?
Yeah.
See, you need to dynamically decide which style you need to apply. The same div, you can have n number of styles, right? Say yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so this is one of the property. This property will be called it as what property?
Property binding.
Class binding. You are binding a CSS class. You are not binding a property. Or you got my point? There are three. In a one-way binding, you will have 4 types. One is interpolation, property binding, class binding. Another one is, I'll tell you the scenario and I will explain what is that. Don't worry. Another bind is event binding. Let's give an example of event binding. Do you all understand this one? Property binding and class binding? Shashi,
Yeah.
Satya, Sai Ratnam.
Yes. But here one query.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Ishwar, Sanikanti.
Here CSS class binding is fine. If you bind any combination of any functions like sum, addition, or something, is it possible to reusable like for
You
this
are
binding
talking
type?
about event binding. I'm coming there. See.
Okay.
Here you will have a button. Okay.
Okay.
And you will have simply say click me. Okay.
Okay.
When I have a click me, under this, I'm going to have a paragraph tab saying that, let it be the paragraph tab. Now to when I click it, I need to associate a method in my TS file, right?
Yes.
Say on, I'm creating a method on button clicked is my method, is my function.
Okay.
Okay. I created a function and then I declared a variable saying that button clicked boolean equal to true. Understand my point?
Okay.
I'm putting a boolean equal to true. Now copy this one, paste button click equal to false. Why it is having a problem is you need to determine from which cal you are taking. You can say this dot. This means current class. Current class means app component class. This dot button click. The moment I had a button click, now in the interpolation of button click, I simply say this variable. What is the variable? Button
Button clicked.
Button clicked.
Clicked. Yes.
I got my point. Now if you go here in the UI, you see currently it is true. I got my point. Currently it is true. The moment when I click, it need to become false. But I need to associate this event, button click event, into my button. How do I do that? Basically, in JavaScript, what you will do, on click equal to, you will call a function. Right?
Yes.
But in TypeScript, you should not use on script. Instead, you have to use the bracket click. If you want to use a mouse over, you have to use mouse over, something like this. Okay. On you have to remove, you simply say click equal to, what is the method name? What is the method name we created?
On click button.
On click button. On
On
button
button
click.
click.
Yes.
Just put here. That's all. What will happen whenever you click on this button, this function will get fired in the TypeScript. In this function will automatically make button click equal to false. Now you see this reference. When you click, it is making false. Say yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Everybody. Amar,
Yes. Yes.
Ishwar, Judy, Manikanta,
Yes, yes, sir.
SSV. So this is how you need to build your event binding. Sir, can I have few more event bindings? Sir? Let me have few done. See, let's build a few things. Okay. Now go back. Let's take this image right now, and I'm putting a div saying that under div you will have a paragraph. No, let's go with the div itself. Don't go with the paragraph. Div. One second. Hello. Yes. Yeah, please. Okay, I'm busy. Can you call me after 2 hours? I'm in a session actually. Okay. No, I won't do any project on that. Thank you. This is a div project. This is a div element. Okay, now you see here, I had a div element. Say yes or no.
Yes.
Yes.
Whenever I mouse over, I want to make this border like this. Whenever I mouse over on this particular div, this border should be applied. How to do that? Anyone can tell me how to do that? In the div, you see
We need to
on
bind
mouse over, okay, and take that CSS class, assign div CSS.
again yes.
Okay. Now what I'm doing here, now you go here, you see on mouse over, it is not working. Why? Because you need to remove this. You have to put like this.
Square bracket, yes.
The moment you did this, what raw cannot bind since it is a known property of div. What does this mean? Okay, we'll see.
It is an event or a property, mouse over?
It is an event.
Yeah, then
No. We need to call a function. Sorry, it's my mistake. We need to call a function here. Okay,
Like
it
a
is an
button.
event. Yeah, it is an event. We need to call a function.
And sir,
Okay.
one more query, can I?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, when I can specify the square bracket, if property bindings means we need to specify the square brackets in the
Yes.
required value. But in the button click, you have mentioned the parenthesis. For button
It is.
click, not
It
this
is a
here.
function. It is a
No,
function.
not this one. Not this one. Go to previous page.
HTML.
Yes, in
This
HTML,
one.
line number 18. Line number 18. In the button, in the click parenthesis you mentioned.
You're talking this one.
Correct. Here,
It is
when
an. It is a event. It
for
is not a
okay,
property.
it is not a binding. Yes, correct. Okay.
Click is an event. Mouse over is
Okay.
an event.
Okay.
Now
Got it.
here, these are all properties.
Okay, binding. Right. Got it. Clear.
Or you got my point? Your
Yes.
properties will be have an angle bracket,
Okay.
whereas event has a curly braces.
Okay.
Or you got my point? So you need to
Yes.
determine.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. Now come here. I go to a function. Where is my function? I write here on mouse over method and say and assign this div CSS. Probably I need to return this dot assign CSS. Okay. This dot assign CSS. Now we'll see in the app component.html on mouse over equal to okay. There in the component on mouse over function, go here HTML, pass it. Now go back.
But sir, mouse over is event, no? So
Yeah,
why you
parenthesis
have mentioned
required.
the square?
Square
Okay.
bracket.
I'm sorry. I made a mistake.
Yeah. Parenthesis is required.
Thanks, guys. So sometimes what happen, my flow will go like that. That is the problem I'm facing right now, still in Angular. It's supposed to work. Why it is not working?
Just once clear the cookies and you can reload the page again, please.
It is not a cookie problem. Do one thing. I create one more CSS.
Okay.
Mouse CSS. Okay.
Okay.
And then in the component, instead of return, this dot
On mouse over.
it is a method. So what I need to do, I create a variable, a string mouse over colon string equal to null. Okay. Now I am going to assign this dot mouse over equal to, I'm taking this mouse CSS. Here you have to say void. But again, why it is not working? Okay, it is mistake. It is considering the method. Now it is done. Now go back. Now go back to the HTML. Mouse over should work. Man, something wrong.
Then it is a property, square brackets, then we need to use a
Yes.
property we are going to bind.
Sir, variable declaration in the div side, not in the parenthesis. In the square bracket, the
I
value
think
should be
my browser, my mouse is not working properly. On mouse over in the component.ts, I'm using this. In that, I'm going to use a mouse CSS, which is there. It is working. I can say here blue. It should work. Yesterday it was working for me. The same code, no change at all. Yes, I need to. I need to apply a class, right, for this div. Okay, I will tell this one tomorrow. Anybody have any other questions? I don't want to waste your time. We'll connect this one on tomorrow. If anybody
Sure, sir.
knows, you can practice and tell me. I think it is done, but why it is not working, I need to see something wrong in my CSS or what I do.
Sir, can you directly apply the CSS here only? TS file only?
Yeah, I got it. Now I got it. So basically what happened in the div, when I mouse over of it, you need to have a paragraph tag. Okay. Okay, you need to have under the div, you need to have a paragraph tag. Under this, you need to have a class binding. Understand my point? Class equal to, what is the name you are assigning in the component? Mouse over. Copy this and paste it here. Okay. Now go back to your HTML. Come on. Go to TS. You need to remove this guy. Now you see?
Yes.
Will you all able to see this?
Yeah,
Everybody?
yes.
So the point here is, I'll tell you. Mm,
Sir, can
see.
you refresh once?
Yeah, wait. See, you are mouse over on the div as an event. This event fire a method in your TypeScript. This method has a variable mouse over component, and that mouse over will have a class property, this one. Or you got my point? And you are assigning that class property here. How to get this class name? Using class attribute, class binding under the paragraph tag. You got the point? Yes or no?
Yeah.
You get my point? Now,
So that paragraph element only we can apply directly. Div
yes.
we can't apply that.
Because div you are mouse over. Under the div you will have a paragraph element.
Yeah. First event, then property binding.
Now you need to have one more on mouse leave. Okay, writing a function on mouse leave as a function. And then here you simply say, take this on mouse leave and say it is an event. Now take this function. Okay, go back to your TypeScript. Use on mouse leave void this dot mouse over equal to null, so that your CSS will not be applied. Now coming back, see, when I'm going to the particular div, I'm getting a CSS. When I'm coming out of the div, I'm coming back to the original position. You understand the flow? The moment I'm going to the div, it is showing my HTML element in blue color. When I come down, automatically it will go to the original position, because in the mouse over, I'm applying CSS. In the mouse leave, I'm resetting the CSS. Everybody clear with this? Faisal?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Amar? Venkatesh?
Yes, sir.
Shiva?
Yes, Srin. Yes, Narendra sir.
Ganesh? Sai
I'm
Ratnam?
good, sir. I'm good.
Yashashvi? Shiva? Ratibha?
Yes.
Okay, guys. Tomorrow, we are going to see NG model and two-way binding.
Sure,
So
sir.
today, we discussed 4 bindings. What are all those bindings? Can anyone tell me what are all the bindings we discussed? Interpolation, property binding,
Property
class
binding
binding,
and class binding, event.
Finally, we have a event. Yes, these are all
Clear,
the
sir.
4 different type of binding. Only the event binding will move data from HTML to TypeScript. Except event binding, property binding, internal pollution, class binding, or TypeScript to HTML. Whereas event binding from HTML to TypeScript. Understand?
Yeah. Yes.
If somebody comes and asks you, what is the purpose of event binding? In what way the event binding will work? You need to differently say that it is a one-way communication from HTML to TypeScript.
Yeah.
Your answer should be like that. Okay? Everybody
Yes.
clear?
Yeah. What will be the tomorrow's class for us?
Tomorrow should be two-way binding, which is NG model.
Okay.
That is most important topic. NG model, and then we will go for, as Venkatesh said, there is a directives. There are three types of directives. One is structural directives, another one is component directives, another one is custom directives. We are going to discuss about structural directives tomorrow. Okay? Hello.
Yeah, understood.
Yes.
Okay, guys. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.